And then we go to, who's doing Upper Park, 13 Upper Park?
Chris is doing
Chris,
that one.
okay, over to you.
Thank you, Chair. So this application is at 13 Upper Park, and it's for the construction of a 2-storey side extension, which is a amended proposal description. This follows discussions with the applicant and agent, as the original description included reference to a porch entrance and 2 side entrances, which have since been omitted from the scheme. So the application details, as I say, it's for a 2-storey side extension, which will result in an increase in the number of bedrooms within the dwelling from 4 to 6. This is a location plan. An aerial image of the site. These are site photos taken from the street view, including towards looking back down the cul-de-sac and the application site itself. These are photos of the rear elevation of the dwelling. And then some side photos of the side elevation. Here are the existing floor plans. Then the proposed floor plans. The existing elevations. The proposed elevations. And then the comparison here showing the existing and then proposed car parking arrangements following the extension. So post-development, the site would still be able to provide 2 car parking spaces within its front curtilage. This shows the TPO map, so just to the east of the site as part of the Princess Alexandra Hospital site, there's a row of TPO protected trees along the site boundary. So in terms of the key issues, character and appearance, it's considered that the extension would be appropriate scale, bulk, design and massing. In terms of residential amenity, it would not result in unacceptable loss, light, outlook or present a visually overbearing impact on neighbouring amenity or overlooking or loss of privacy concerns. In terms of trees, it would be completed in accordance with the submitted arboricultural details. This was following consultation with the council's tree officer, who requested further details. These were received by the council, and then the tree officer was reconsulted and confirmed they would raise no objections subject to compliance. And then in terms of highways and parking, it's noted that the proposal would result in the loss of the garage, but the site benefits from a drop curb and is able to provide 2 spaces within its front curtilage, which would be in accordance with the Essex parking standards, which stipulates 2 spaces for 2 or more bedrooms. There's also availability of privately owned garages and front drives and public off-street parking with no restrictions. It's also important to note that permitted development rights for garage conversions remain intact, so they would be able to convert that, the existing garage, into a habitable room without further recourse from the planning authority. And also the site's in a sustainable location not too far away from the town centre. In terms of recommendation, it's to grant permission subject to the conditions outlined in the report, namely the time limit of 3 years, the use of matching materials, completed in accordance with the submitted arboricultural details, construction hours, and then the approved plans. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chris. Right, we've got 3 speakers. It doesn't matter which order. I've got Michelle Savides. Sorry?
It's the applicant.
Yeah.
You're,
He's the agent.
oh, you're Mr. Keep. You want to go first?
Makes sense.
It doesn't matter to me or the committee.
Makes sense.
So,
Yes, fine. My name is Mr. Roy Keep. The application is for number 13 Upper Park. I moved up here in November last, moving away from Walthamstow after living 38 years. The reason, one of the main reasons for the move, excuse me, my wife was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And for the last couple of years living in Walthamstow, I managed fine, but then last year I was diagnosed with a heart condition. And my children, no? My children said, Dad, it's time that you move closer. I've got 5 children. I've got 2 in Essex, 1 at Benfleet, 1 at Rochford. I've got a daughter in Kilmarnock and a son that lives in Sweden. And Michelle lives in Hare Springs. And she said, Dad, you should really get close now. I'm fine. Should really get close now, Dad, because if anything happened to you, Pum?
You can look after Mum. And that's the reason why we're doing this.
Yeah. We had an appointment yesterday at Latin Bush with the Alzheimer's. Sorry, with a Dr. Alton, and have updated her medication, and they said, is she managing all right? I said, yes, she's fine. But this is a reason we really want to get close together. The other properties in the street have all extended their garages and extended at the back. Number 13 is the only property that's never been touched. And when I went to view the house, I did say to the estate agent, we would like to extend on the side where the garage is or above the garage. And my main concern also was the parking. And he said there's adequate parking. I went for a walk down the road with him, looked at the different houses. Some of them have got a double extension. And I said, this would be fine. This would be ideal. I'm 82, my wife's 79. No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I just get very emotional when I think about it. Yeah, we've been together 50 years. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you for seeing us. That's my dad. And as you know, the sole reason we are doing this is not to have lots of bedrooms, not to be extravagant, not to, God, don't get me started. It is solely for my mum and dad to move with us. The extension is solely so they can have their own bedroom, their own bathroom and their own lounge that opens up into the garden. And of course, we'd like to build upstairs on top. I have twin daughters and a son. And that will also enable me to obviously look after them, you know, renting scenarios at the moment, not easy for young kids. So I can continue to look after my 3 children and constantly be there for my parents as and when they need us. Now, or in fact, this is a 5 years time, hopefully longer. It will enable us to have a spare bedroom. And I've already applied to be a foster carer with the Harlow Council. I'm in talks with Leslie, the recruitment officer, and I've also had a meeting with the social worker. So plans for me to leave my current employment, be there for my mum and dad as and when they're needed, and my children. I'm also applying to be a foster carer for young children. That's what the spare bedrooms are for, which at the moment have been put on hold because of the delay in these proceedings or the permission. There's nothing untoward. We just want our family to be together. and close to each other so we can look after each other, and that is what the extension is for. And that's all I've got. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Does Demetrius come forward? You've also got 3 minutes, if you need it.
Good evening, Chair, Councillors and Committee Members. My name is Demetrius Davidis, son-in-law. I'd like to express I've got 30 years in experience in construction, 15 years in teaching. Our family has revised our plans 6 times and without any questions. You can clearly see it's just family. That's what this is. It's a care home. We are looking at something that's 30 years stretch. Hopefully one day, as the years go on, I'll be the one being looked after in there by one of my siblings. We do see many of the concerns from the residents. Some houses do have amples of cars. Although the plans that you've given up the top only were planning for 2, we currently have 3 that are able on there without the change of what we're doing. I did want to bring photos, but I didn't bring them. That where the garage is at the minute, that is going to become the proposed building. We have a space down the side that is 200 millimetres wider than the current garage. And it is a dead space. This dead space would actually give another 2 cars. But what we're trying to say is our household, with the children, at current state is only 4 cars. Those 4 cars fit on that land. And the only car extra to come is our son. In years to come when he gets his test, because he's just going to starting college now, there'll be 5. And our land does cope with that. We won't even touch the street, even with the cut curb. And we just wanted the local residents to know that we are about community. We actually really gutted that where we're leaving to do this, we're leaving some really good friends behind in our own existing neighbourhoods. Like Dad said, 30 odd years in Walthamstow, he had a lot of friends, a lot of neighbours. We are about community. Like I said, my wife was an LSA, I've been a teacher. Bless my daughter, she's just started her career as a teacher. And we are about people. And we don't want our neighbours to feel that what we're going to be doing here is making a HMO with 14 cars and making it a money box. It's about family, it's a care home, and it's a 30-year plan. And it is a really lovely street, and it's got potential to make Mum and Dad's years that are coming something a bit more special. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Davidis. Members, questions for the officer or clarification?
Yeah. I could find no reason to refuse this application, and I can still think of none. We've seen and heard the presentation. We've also heard from the applicant, and it seems obvious to me that this should be approved, should be accepted. This is a family that needs to be together, and I think the members of this family are lucky in a way, though they may not feel that way right now, because they are prepared to live together, to support one another at quite a challenging time in their lives. But they're ready to do that. They seem to have the skills and the right sorts of attitudes that will allow them to do that, so that they can live independent lives. They can still be independent, but they can support one another. And so all being well, will have a decent quality of life and may even have some happiness. Wouldn't that be good?
Thank you. Anybody else? I'll then say a couple of things. Presented a very good case. I was a little bit worried myself when I first read the papers, and I can see where your neighbours could be as well. But I think you've convinced me and us that it's for you and your family. So with that, we'll go straight to the recommendation, which is on page 27. All those in favour? There are. Enjoy it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. We're all a bit warm, I'm afraid, tonight. Kay, can we finish the work? And then if they wait outside, you can...